Greetings and welcome to this episode of Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. This is a very special episode for two reasons, one of which being that this is our official review for the Captain America Civil War, and the second one, well, you'll just have to stay tuned and find out. Hi, and welcome back to Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. We're your hosts. I am Michael Boroff.
I'm Richard Karajan.
Now, we've got two special reasons why this is a special episode. One is, according to the internet, enough time has passed by where we can give our spoiler review of Captain America Civil War.
This is an hour after it debuted on Thursday?
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you, internet. Also, Richard, please tell our watchers why this is a special episode for us.
As filming this will be our 350th episode.
350? I've never done 350 of anything. Well, probably a couple things. Just last week. But, yes, 350. That's right. It's
all
been
the way back from when Peanut David was doing it at the Comic Connection.
Yep.
All the way up to today.
Yeah. That's 350 episodes of us just talking BS about the stuff that we love, that you love. And we want to thank everybody for watching and being supportive for us through all these 350 episodes. We've had a great run. Oh my God, sorry. That almost made it sound like we were...
Yeah,
no,
we're not quitting.
No, it's been a great... Yes, up until now.
Actually,
and
we have about
including,
10. We have 10 episodes in the can, so I know for sure 10 more. But
no, just want to take a chance to thank everybody we've met over the years to help make these 350 episodes special. Thank you very much. And now on to the show. Captain America: Civil War. It was okay.
yeah, it came out.
It came out. It was a movie. It was okay. It was so good. It's.
So what was your favorite part?
This little guy right here.
Especially when he died, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was so cried in those last words, you know. Anthony, I'm coming for you.
I only did this in the lab, you know.
No, this was like the sorbet after that bad taste of that certain BVS. It was just BS. It was BVS, drop the V, it was just BS. Look, I'm not.
That's not what this episode is about, so we're moving on to Captain America.
No, it was so refreshing and it was so good. It was what we've come to expect from a Marvel movie. It had everything we wanted, and it was everything we expected from a Captain America movie.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Especially after the last one, you know.
Yes, it very much held the same kind of tone as Winter Soldier.
Right. Well, basically, it was a second part of Winter Soldiers, more or less. I mean, go ahead. I mean, that's what it was. It was supposed to be. Yeah.
Yes.
And it sets up a tone now in the Marvel Universe, taking sort of the downside a little bit of the Avengers from the second one, the Ultron one. I mean, it was a great movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, introduced a bunch of characters. So now the Marvel Universe has all these characters.
Yes.
So it's just hard to make just a movie without interaction. Mm-hmm. At least that's how I looked at it, you know.
Right.
And this had a ton of characters.
Yes, it did. And one of the things I really liked about it is I'm a huge fan of the comic books and the story of Civil War. I've even gone so far as I've read the novelizations to get more story. And if you ever get a chance to, I really suggest picking those up. What was nice was Captain America Civil War was a completely separate entity. But
it had the feel.
It did. It took some of the key elements from the books,
right,
and still was able to incorporate them into the movie.
And you know, the Marvel Universe, the movie cinematic is different. You know, it's not the comics.
No,
I mean, just because the comics are kind of looking more like the cinematic universe, it's still two different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, and what I thought was great about this was it gave a whole nother story and reinterpretation why they were fighting each other. It wasn't just city was destroyed like in the books, you know,
right,
and the Registration Act. Well, it did have that element.
Yes,
that's what I want to get. Wanda did something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to see the movie, so we are starting to spoil here.
Yeah.
So make sure you have seen it from now on.
No, that was great. Like you said, that was a great way. The catalyst of the comic book Civil War was the destruction of Stamford, and also it was the words of a mother to Tony Stark that really pushed him emotionally over the edge, it still kept that same feel.
Right.
There was
an explosion. There was a destruction.
Yes.
People lost lives, and it
And-
was because of a superhero incident.
Yes, and one of the scenes that they incorporated that really meant a lot to me, because I always loved that movie, that moment from the comic books, is the moment with the mother and Tony Stark. And as you know, because you've watched the movie, when Tony Stark's walking down that hallway,
Oh, yeah.
and he runs into Alfred Woodward, I immediately went, "This is it." This is it. This is the moment, and it did not fail to deliver, because she was Alfred Woodward is such a fantastic actress that she was able to just.
I mean, she looked like a mother in distress.
Yes. And and it was nice too, because it also showed how shell shocked Tony's. God, sorry, that was a horrible pun. How shell shocked he is, when she goes for her purse.
And thinking it was going to be something.
Yes, I mean, it just shows how everything has affected him emotionally.
I mean, you had a bomb drop right in front of you.
Yes.
And you have terrorists after you, probably left and right.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen some of that, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like you said, another great thing about Civil War is, from Civil War and Age of Ultron, still being able to introduce new characters. I think the big one that everybody is talking about was the introduction of Black Panther.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Because you basically saw his transition from his dad to him.
Yes.
Because of the other incident, the other
Yes.
explosion, which got things going, and then we saw the costume.
Yes, and it was, even in the relatively short amount of time, he didn't get an entire movie for an origin story,
That's a couple years from now.
but they were still able to encapsulate everything in concentrated form that you need to know about.
Oh yeah, you got to know who he was.
Yes.
You knew his dad was, and everything was the king. Then he was passing on, and then everything just keeps going.
Yes.
And then what I loved about it was he had the change of heart.
Yes.
Because they blamed Winter Soldier because that's who they was trying to pin to get this whole thing. Baron Zemo set this all up, which was great.
Yes.
To me, this was what it was all about. I mean, and then he was pulling ties and pulling pins out of the whole Avengers.
Yes.
So that's why the Avengers was basically falling apart.
Yeah.
At least that's how
No, I agree, because it really was. The change of heart had a lot of gravitas in the movie, because he wanted to kill Winter Soldier. He wanted him
vengeance.
dead.
It was like a vengeance episode.
But when he discovered that no, it wasn't him, that there was something more to it. Not only did he provide aid and shelter to them, I'm going to help you.
Right.
I was wrong about this man. We're going to fix it. And that was.
And then seeing Tony, once he found out about his parents with the Winter Soldier, then that even ripped things apart even
Yes.
worse. I mean, just when you thought Tony was coming back to Cap's side, then all of a sudden but at the same time, it just built it all up,
Yeah.
And the scene the repulsor beams into the shield was the best part.
That really was. That was another one of those moments where a lot of fans like us who knew the comic books were like, that's got to happen. And then, when they meet back up in Russia, and you're like, okay, they're working together. Something's going to have to happen. And
It just, yeah. And then, introduction of the other characters and the whole German airport sequence. The whole fight sequence. You got to see your guy become a little bit bigger than normal.
yes, as everybody knows, I am very fond of Ant-Man. I am very fond of Scott Lang's Ant-Man and the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Ant-Man, and of the comic books too. I'm not just a bandwagon jumper, but the moment was kind of spoiled for me 2 months ago as I'm walking through Walmart, and I'm like, oh, because I'm a big child and I still love Legos, and there was the entire scene in Lego form with a Lego Giant Man. And I'm like, why would they do this 2 months early? This is ridiculous. This is a spoiler. I'm gonna buy it. And I bought it. So I knew it was coming. I was hopeful for it, and it didn't. It didn't disappoint. That was what was great too. Is the people who wrote the movie. We'll go back. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
We got the
Underoos.
introduction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm a fan of all the Spider-Man movies. I love them. They have a special place. this was the Spider-Man I've been waiting for.
Yeah, it seemed more like the comic
Yes.
right off the bat. You know, he's a real kid.
Yeah.
Compared to a couple of the other interpretations, didn't seem like a real kid.
Yeah.
It seemed more, I don't know, just like forced or just.
It was like that 90210 thing where it's like they're playing teenagers,
But they're not really a teenager.
But you know they're like 30. You know, it's like you're not fooling anybody because, like Tobey Maguire, it's like it starts off, oh, I'm in high school, and like the next frame, oh, I'm out of school and I got my own apartment. I was like,
Even though I think the second Spider-Man was great.
Yes,
You know, that
yes.
worked for what it was and it moved on. But like I
Yes.
said, this is a whole nother interpretation. Except for one little thing, Marissa Tomei as Aunt May just, I don't know.
I'm good with it. Here's the argument that I can use about Marissa Tomei. Yes, she is a departure from what we're used to with like Sally Field
Right.
and
Sally Fields I thought was a little too young too.
that's true, but I think I come at it from a unique perspective where, you know, I've had this argument with other people. It's like, oh, she's too young, and I'm like, dude, I'm a great uncle. My nephews have kids, and I'm just going on 40. So the idea that a woman that's barely 10 years younger than me has a nephew, I'm fine with that because I do too. I have grown
You
adult.
mean 10 years older than you?
Well, yes.
Because she's only like a year older than me.
Yeah. But no, no, I'm fine with her. I think she's a fantastic actress, and I'm interested to see how that dynamic's going to play out. You know, as we've never really seen it before, Peter Parker having a hot aunt, and that interaction with Tony Stark was just brilliant as
Oh, yeah.
in and of itself. And then, as we said, to Ant-Man, getting to see him with Captain America and the team, and then getting to see him in action. I think what I really enjoyed about him and Spider-Man was it was Captain America's movie, but the writers were good enough to say these scenes are theirs.
Right.
Because, let's be honest, every scene that Ant-Man and Spider-Man were in, it was their scene. Even when they were with, you know, Captain America and like Iron Man, it was their scene.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was nice that they were, that the writers and producers were generous enough with their characters to say, it would have been really easy to just be like, oh yeah, they're there in the background. Oh, look, he's big. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it was part of the story. You know, the two teams were gonna fight each other. I mean,
Yes.
that's what this whole Civil War was all about.
Yeah.
You know, Cap creating a team split off from the original Avengers, Iron Man picking up the pieces and kind of creating his own Avengers now.
Yeah.
So where does that leave it after this? You
Yes.
know? I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but now we have like two full teams.
Yeah, and see, that's where I would like to see. Now, we have a rough idea of where Marvel's universe is headed, but I get the strong feeling from seeing the end of the movie and the post-credits, we might be in store for Steve Rogers, not Captain America, Steve Rogers' Secret Avengers, which was one of my favorite titles in Marvel. It wasn't Captain America's team, it was Steve's team.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's not taking up the mantle of Captain America. He doesn't have the shield.
Yeah, because he gave up the shield.
He gave up the
It's
shield.
Steve Rogers.
But he has his team.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of
As
a
long as
team.
he doesn't have that nomad costume from the 70s.
Oh God, I've
Or
heard that
80s, I
rumor
mean, never
too.
said-
I would almost rather I would just rather see just Steve in the suit that we saw in the Secret Avengers. You know, just like we saw in Winter Soldier too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that stealth the stealth suit. You know, just dark blue with the star.
Yeah.
And if you also know your Marvel history, you remember a time where Cap was without his shield. It had gotten destroyed.
It was
And
bottom of the ocean.
bottom of the ocean. They found it. Tink. You know, it was the shield heard, you know, breaker heard around the world. But he had this really groovy energy shield. Now, hear me out though. I mean, it was cool for what it was, but
That's Coulson's thing.
Exactly. That was just to tie it in. That was one of my favorite moments in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a long time, was seeing Coulson bust out that hard light energy shield. that looked like Cap shields but had the Shield logo in the middle of it. He's like, I just figured as a director of Shield,
I needed a shield.
I needed a shield, and it's like, we've seen it, and Marvel is really good, especially when it comes to tying in stuff with Agents of Shield, tying in little
Sort of.
yeah.
They've been little relaxed lately.
Yeah, they mentioned it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Sokovia.
Yeah,
here's our thing.
It's really like forced down their throats this time.
Yeah, but no, I really feel that the end of Civil War, I really want to see the Secret Avengers, and it's also been kind of released too that Marvel's kind of changed the names
Of the Infinity War, so it might not be Infinity War. It might not be as cosmic as we think. Who knows? I mean, I still would love to see a big cosmic war.
So do I. So would I.
But I think they don't want to go that way because, Star Wars, who
Right.
wants a big cosmic battle? But yet, that ties the Guardians of the Galaxy into it.
Yes.
It's got a lot of other potentials, so,
And it did seem rather weird that this was the first Marvel movie in a little while, I mean, aside from like Ant-Man, because that really hadn't been a part of the whole Marvel universe yet, that we really didn't see any kind of cosmic nudges in the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because there was no Thanos or anything. So,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, Thor's going off. They just announced the other day the whole casting of what's going to be in Thor. So
Yes.
that looks like it's going to be incredible.
Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. I don't. It's already going to be great because I love Jeff Goldblum and just the idea. It's just like, what the Ramble Bridge, and it's just
It sounds like they're all going all out.
yeah. And I want to see him go full Goldblum or Goldberg. I want to see him go full. I am.
But-
I'm.
So I don't know. This sounds cosmic on that side, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, Cap kind of brought it back down to earth.
Yes.
So
And that's what I'm hoping to see. That's what I would love to see. Is like you said, we have two teams now. We have Tony's Avengers,
right,
and we have Steve's team. So
could be the Defenders. We got Doctor Strange coming out later this year, so.
And I have also heard that Netflix has picked up Ghost Rider, Moon Knight,
Right.
and Blade.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff has its own independent characteristics.
Right.
Ghost Rider, I don't know, interacting with the Marvel universe.
Well, you're the one that brought up Defenders.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't a key defender at the beginning.
Well,
But
he still was, but yes, I gotta say that in my review, Captain America: Civil War was everything I'd hoped, and even more than I'd hoped it was going to be. And no, that's not me just Marvel fanboying out. It was a good movie. It was a good comic book movie. It was a good movie.
special effects work.
Yes, and Giant Man, which it worked double for me because the Friday Civil War premiered on Friday for most of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
The following Saturday was Free Comic Book Day, and for anybody who watches the show and you've seen me, I do cosplay as Ant-Man, and that just made that Free Comic Book Day even more special because it was just like, are you gonna get big? Are you gonna get big? And I'm like, I haven't really worked that out yet. But yeah, it really did, and well done on the timing of the weekend. Marvel's always
Oh,
done
yeah,
that. That
Marvel,
is
yeah.
so good at doing that. It's like, oh yeah, well, we could put it out sooner, but let's wait till Free Comic Book Day weekend, and it did. That's all a lot of people were talking about, and I have yet to. I really haven't. I have yet to meet anybody who has disliked it.
Yeah, I don't think not too many. Some people thought it was just a little long.
It
and
was.
It was.
I will say the one thing that I really didn't like so much was the Russia, New York.
Well,
Oh, why? just having the text at the bottom always worked in the past. I was like, I watched it in 3D, and it was the first time I've seen a movie in 3D where I was like, stop it, just
you've never seen Coming At You
Budapest.
then, have you?
Which one?
Coming at you.
Oh, just. But no, all in all, it was a very enjoyable movie. I really liked it a lot. I've actually seen it more times at the theater than I or my bank account would care to admit. But
Well, like I said, this is like a new linchpin. It takes it over to like phase 3. We're going towards the cosmic stuff, hopefully, with Infinity. Who knows? Like I said, Doctor Strange, a little more cosmic there, but interdimensional, hopefully, because that's what it looks like with all the trippy.
Yes. Like we've had this conversation before. You can't do Doctor Strange without trippy.
No, I mean, that's what he was. He was from the 60s,
Yes.
Stan Lee, I don't know what you were doing, but...
There were some mushrooms involved and some magic involved. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I mean, I read that old stuff. That old stuff was
Yeah.
really out there. And so hopefully that catches the feel of it. And hopefully sometime in November you'll see a review for that movie.
Yep. So we would love to know what you thought of Civil War. So please comment, like us on Facebook. Richard, where else can they find us?
We're like everywhere, undergroundvideonetwork.com. That's our main base. And then, like I said, all the social medias. So just send us a message. If you like us, like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, we'd like to hear about that too. What are we doing wrong? So please respond.
Yep. And now that we're finished, I need to go find me some orange slices.